This is the Coin It Podcast, sponsored by VCD Auctions. Have fun like a collector. Think like an investor. Whether you're just a hobbyist or looking for an alternative investment with rare coins, paper money, NFTs, or art, your host, Charles Jonath, is covering it all. Now your host, Charles Jonath.
All right, so we're here with Don Kagin of the famous Kagins. Probably, I'm pretty sure it's the oldest now family-owned coin business.
We are.
Right?
Yep.
Yeah. So, and
90 some years.
Well, as you know, and what we've been talking about just prior to starting the video was that I have not done one of these in a while, but I thought it was a special occasion in order to do it because I think you're doing something tremendously innovative for our industry, and it's something that I was on my mind for quite some time, and then I'm very happy that someone stepped into the space and played around with the digital world and integrating it with coins, because I think there's a lot of potential there. So and this is very exciting, and I have tons of questions for you, but now of the newly Kagins Digital. So explain to me exactly what's going on, because not only do I want to know how you came up with the idea to put, a collectible on the blockchain, and also, two, you got share ownership there. So that's, you're looking at something akin to what maybe Masterworks did with art. And then also the $100,000 bill, which the item you chose, which is crazy. I mean, I didn't even think it was legal to own. That's like, to me, it's almost akin to I think in paper money, right? That's like the 33 double eagle in a way, right?
Yeah, it's the 34 Gold Certificate. Yes, it's unique. Right. It's the only one you can own, but we can get to that anytime but you can start asking the questions, and I'll be happy to talk about how this happened.
Yeah, absolutely. So explain to me, like, what made you come up with this idea to commoditize this on the blockchain?
Actually, about 4 or 5 years ago, NFT, non-fungible tokens, were a fad, all the thing. A lot of people got into it, where one could own a fractional part of something, but those something years ago included images of things, not actual tangible items. People got into it. As I said, it was a fad. It got really out of kilter, and people put money into it, and they didn't want to be the last ones to do it, et cetera, and then it came crashing down. So Today, NFTs are really just a digital receipt backed by blockchain technology that you own a piece of an actual tangible item. And in this case, what we've introduced for the first time ever is a numismatic fractionalization that is backed by an NFT blockchain security. And you can see it on an exchange, and know that you have that security as well as owning a part of a tangible item. So it is an evolution of the idea of fractionalizing. Masterworks has done that in the art world. Right. I don't think that they're NFT backed, but this is the latest in the ability to own something that most people couldn't own otherwise.
No, it makes perfect sense. So, and I've done this myself. Matter of fact, in full disclosure, I bought a share of it myself. But we'll get back to that later. So if you have that, like, you basically get a piece of this, and then you have up to so many shares. So explain to me now, it's on the blockchain. That's your digital receipt for it. You can put it into a wallet, essentially, I would imagine, right? You could hold.
That's exactly right. Yeah. It's very easy. I mean, you can go online to our website or Kagins Digital and click on it and it says click on here for a share, put it in your cart, and you can pay not only by your credit card, but by cryptocurrency if you want,
Right.
as well as cash. And you can buy up to a couple that way on your credit card. And then it starts, if you buy any more than that on your credit card, they start sending an alert or whatever that, a potential, what is this? So if you want to buy more than 2 shares, you just contact the VIP services, very simple, and they'll walk you through a white glove buying the rest of your 5 to 20 shares if you want. And there's some incentives to buy a bundle of 5 shares. We started out with 500 shares.
Mm-hmm.
Started out with $1,000 a share for the unique $100,000 bill. We can talk about that in a moment. And now we've gone sold out of that first 100, and we've sold like over 25% of the shares in a little over 2 weeks.
Right.
So now we're at a different tier. $1,150 is the amount of a share, mm-hmm. and but it's discounted if you buy 5. So there are incentives. So, and then if you buy 5 shares, you can actually identify what part of the 500 boxes on that's been digitized for the $100,000 bill is yours.
So explain that exactly. Like,
do you have an image of that bill?
I do. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. You won't be able to see it on screen, but I'll have it there for the video.
Okay. Well, you can also, if you go to the website, you can go to click on brochure. You can see what the 500 blocks are, mm-hmm. and you can say, oh, I want President Wilson's on the front, and you can say, here, I want the eye of President Wilson, mm-hmm. or whatever. Well, the eye's been taken, but there's other parts that haven't. So, so you can actually identify which share you own.
Wow. So there's an image element then to it too, as part of the ownership that you get with the NFT.
So the $100,000 bill was issued in 1934. These were gold certificates only issued for the banks. It was never issued by the BEP to come out into circulation. Right. Prior to minting or printing a number of those, thousands of them, the BEP, and this is true of other series, would make impressions, specimens of, or proofs of what the image is going to look like on the fabric, that's linen basically, that our currency is printed on. Mm-hmm. So they would make these specimens, oftentimes just one-sided, to see what it was going to look like. In this case, without any serial number, without a seal. So they're not legal tender, but they are collectible items.
Right.
This happens to be the only one that's outside of a government institution like the BEP or Smithsonian Institution.
Wow. So
if you want to own part of $100,000 note or $100,000, this is the only one you can own from the United States government. So it's not, the Secret Service isn't going to confiscate it because it's not legal tender.
Right.
It's just a specimen. However,
I see.
It's one of the greatest of all specimen currency, if not the greatest, and one of the iconic numismatic items that are out there. And it hasn't been on the market for 20 years when I purchased it in an auction for my own personal collection. But when the opportunity came to fractionalize it and to let other people participate in the ownership of this note, then I took it out of my collection and I put it into this NFT.
That's great. So how did that originate? Like, how did that deal come about, the opportunity to buy that and purchase it?
Interesting enough, hey, I'm a hard asset guy. I have been for my entire career, 50-some years in the business. So I never really got involved in cryptocurrency in the past. But I ran into somebody here in Tiburon, California, who is into that world. They even have their own coins, like a Bitcoin, but there are other companies that have come up with their own coins. I think our president even has a coin, and but these people have one that trades on an exchange, so they also are a company that have done NFTs in the past, as much as a $10 million fractionalization of an artwork. Masterworks, you mentioned, have done other artworks, or I think they did a U.S. Constitution and so fractional parts of that. So these people had already done something, but not in the numismatic area.
Right.
We know that other companies have been looking to do this, either with or without the NFT blockchain security angle, but these are securities when you buy a share of anything here. Right, so it's SEC registered. So
that's the
you
whole
buy. Thing. So we got to talking about doing this for numismatics, and again, I mentioned that I had looked at this 5 years ago for other iconic items, but never amounted to anything. But now, after doing our due diligence and them doing their due diligence on us, we now have a partnership with a major company that has experience. So
that's great. That's
in a matter of a little over a month, this all came together, putting together the story, the brochure. We sell stories. We sell tangible representation of stories. That's what numismatics is about. And they sell have the platform and the digitization that makes it easy to buy and sell shares. Although in this case, when you buy a share, it's locked up for a year. That's the SEC requirement, and then it will trade after that.
Got it. So you're going to just put it on like an exchange?
It is, yeah. You can see it now, like Coinbase or OpenSea, something like that.
Oh, it's on OpenSea. Got it. Okay. Yeah. So is that why the image part of it, you wanted to break down different segments of the note itself, and that's why you chose the Ethereum blockchain, or?
No, we chose that because most collectors couldn't afford to own a Picasso of numismatics, right? Right. So here is a chance that you can be part of a community, an elite community that can be an owner of one of these great, historically important and interesting pieces, right? So that's what our motivation was, and yes, it's become something a lot more. It could be the beginning, and we really are confident it is the beginning of a whole new asset class that is fractionalized, iconic, numismatic items of not collectibles.
Yeah,
so
no, for sure.
So here it is, and we added an element that hasn't been seen from some of these other companies we mentioned. I'm a collector. Most all coin dealers are collectors, and we value the pride, not only the pride of ownership of something, but and what it represents, but we like the fact that we're dealing with a tangible item. In the crypto world, they call it a real world asset.
That's right.
And we call them tangible assets. But we will be sending you and all the other shareholders, Charles, a lucite, what they call tombstone in the stock world, where you get an image of the note as well as a share.
Oh, that's cool.
And a lucite holder that you can put on your desk and say, hey, I own that.
Nice.
Or I own that awesome. Part of it.
No, I think that's very smart. That's great. It brings it into the real world too, and then people could show it off. That's huge.
Yeah, this is a melding of the digital world, because obviously you're going to get a digital representation in 3D. You can show it, put it on your phone and look at it from all angles. as well as and a unique blockchain number, as well as a tangible representation of it, then you're going to be part of this community. We intend to have others, and you'll get other opportunities as a result of being part of this first one.
I know, I love it. I think it's a great idea. You know, I was waiting for someone to do it. And, you know, but I really want to know is like, why did you choose this note? Like, why that? I mean, I know you have great numismatic pieces in your personal collection. So why the $100,000 bill? Was there anything there specifically that made you say, okay, this is the perfect fit for this NFT thing? Or?
Yes, indeed.
Oh.
So we have a number of clients that buy $1,000, $500,000 bills, even $5,000 and $10,000 bills that are in the six-figure area, right?
Sure.
Or even mid-six figures. So, but here's an item that appeals to people who like owning something like that, a high denomination note. This is the only $100,000 note that you can own.
Right,
now,
which is crazy.
This appeals, we feel, and clearly we've sold out over 25% in 2.5 weeks of the shares.
Yeah.
So there are other people out there, not in the numismatic world, who sees this as, excuse me, something that is interesting, that they can own, that they didn't even know existed.
Right.
Of course, a lot of people in my own industry, numismatic, didn't know it existed because there was only one, and it was in my collection for 20 years, even though I bought it out of an auction. So
that's where you got the note. You bought it out of an auction.
I bought it out of an auction, and at the time it was considered one of three, but it turns out there's only one. And it wasn't certified, and now it's certified. It has its own Freeburg number. That's the reference book for paper currency.
Right.
And it's graded PMG 63. So it has all the additional characteristics that coin enthusiasts and numismatists look for when they're purchasing something. So it's iconic in the numismatic world, but it also might appeal to people who say, hey, they can relate to $100,000 denomination, right?
Yeah.
They've never seen that before. That's cool.
Yeah, most people don't know it even existed, that there was such a thing. You know, they don't realize, because they think of now in the digital world, the banking system, everything, you know, the money moves digitally. But back then, to settle large transactions, you had to use those high denomination bills from bank to bank. So, but people forget that, you know, within a generation or two.
Well, and again, these $100,000 notes, I mean, there's a few of them that still exist that were printed. Smithsonian has one, the BEP has a sheet or two. So, but nobody else can own one.
Right.
But now anybody can own anybody with $1,150 right now can own a share.
Right.
Of this item, and then down the road, somebody's going to come along. We actually have turned down a substantial offer on the note already, and
to basically just buy all the crypto and be done.
You can buy all the shares plus a premium for the shareholders.
So what happens then? Like, what if someone wants to do that, like say 5 years down the line? Is that an option or?
Yeah, well, they can contact us and negotiate a fair value for the shareholders, and we return all the money plus the profit to the shareholders.
Oh, interesting. So what happens then if it's on the exchange, and then would they be able to buy it then via the exchange, just like you would the shares in a company?
You can buy the shares on the exchange, buy and sell it. But the only time you can buy the whole note is by negotiating with us to buy the whole note, the entire note, and
Got it.
take possession of it.
Got it.
Again, I act as the advocate for all the shareholders.
Got it. So Kagins Digital, basically.
Yeah. Kagins Digital will make the decision to sell it or not.
Got it. No, that's very cool. Very, very straightforward. So what if someone doesn't have a wallet? Like, then what happens? Like if they have trouble getting that set up or something, do you have like a cold storage where you store the digital share for somebody, or they ultimately have to set up a wallet and then have it transferred to them?
Well, we'll set it up for them. You go to VIP, there's an icon, it's a VIP, a VC, and a person will work with you and help you set up your actual digital wallet.
Got it.
If you don't have one now.
Got it. Cool. But if you do, it's pretty straightforward. I mean, they just send you all the information.
Pretty easy.
And boom, it goes
Even
right
I could do it.
That's great, man. That's great. Well, this is very exciting. I mean, I think it's really innovative. I think it's a step in the right direction. You know, there's so many great works out there that you could do this with. And then, you know, crypto is the right avenue for it. I mean, there's no really one coin that has such a high dollar value to it that where it would make sense to have like an ETF, unless there's like some fund with a giant amount of numismatics in it that would go on an exchange or anything like that, or be a publicly traded ETF. So I think crypto is like the ideal vehicle for something like this.
If you have crypto, no, obviously most of the numismatic people that have bought shares are not using crypto, but the people with our VC partners, the people that they have regularly worked with are using their crypto, which many of them have made a lot of money on, and to buy shares in this. So we're melding and we're bringing together those two worlds, the digital world and the tangible world, and opening up the idea of numismatics to people who'd never considered it before. So I like that because I like educating people to what I consider the greatest artifact of civilization, and that's their money, numismatics.
Absolutely. I agree. So then let's say now April has closed. Now there's an offering for May. When will be like the last of the last for this?
So when we get to 200 shares, it goes from $1,150 to $1,250 a share for the last 300 shares.
Got it. And then once those are sold, that's it.
Once those are sold, that's it. And in a year, those you'll be actually able to trade those just like a stock. It's on an exchange, OpenSea exchange.
Got it. Perfect, man. That's so cool. So what's next? Are you going to showcase this at another trade show coming up, or?
Yes, we just showed it, as you know, in Chicago at the Central States Show. We will showcase the note in Orlando, Florida, for the
awesome.
fun show, summer fun show in July.
Great. So will you be able to purchase it right then and there at the show?
Your shares or the note?
The shares.
Yeah, you can purchase the shares now. You'll be able to purchase it at the show.
Perfect.
We'll have people there that can walk you through it if you really need that. Maybe a few people my generation still need that, but
absolutely,
your generation certainly know how to.
Yeah, I'm pretty much.
But we're there to help, especially if you want to exercise the discount by buying a bundle of 5.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah. So you basically you get like $1,000 credit or something like that, right?
Well, that was for the original 100. Don't know if that's going to be extended on the second 100, where we gave away $1,000 worth of VC coins. They have their own coins. Right now, we're giving a discount if you buy 5, and you can pick your own spot. But we're talking about maybe other incentives, but
awesome.
Nothing's been decided yet.
Well, that's great, Don. No, I'm very happy you came on to do this. Like I said, I've been crazy with the business and everything, and I haven't had an opportunity to do the podcast in a long time, but I thought something like this definitely deserves it. And thank you for coming on. And I hope to see you in Summer Fun and hear about the progress.
So do I.
Awesome.
I hope to see you then and report some good progress. So far, so good. thanks for letting me on your podcast, Charles.
Absolutely, man. You guys, you know, as you know, you guys are like family to us, and you know, we've had a long-standing relationship between Kagins and you and David. I mean, it's wonderful, and I'm very excited what you guys are doing. I support it completely.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Don. Take care.
All right. Take care.
All right.